SafeSpace, refuge for growth and healing. Want to be connected to all that SafeSpace has to offer? Join our email community. Stay in the loop with inspirational insights and updates. Join our email community and connect with like-minded individuals on the path to self-discovery. Sign up now.
Find your tribe in a safe, supportive space. Join the SafeSpace private community and connect with others who get it. We're waiting for you. Stay connected wherever you are with lives and video drops. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 for instant updates and powerful insights. Join the text community now. Curious about what's next? Book an intuitive tarot reading with VTerrillHill and get the clarity you need. Your future awaits. Heal from within and transform your life. Schedule a soul healing consultation and take the first step towards wholeness. Start your journey today.
Click the Linktree link inside of the description box connected to this video for all of what the SafeSpace universe has to offer.
My people, my people, my people, my people, my people. Oh, go cut the light off real quick. How are you? How are y'all doing today? I'm just not too long getting back from celebrating with my mom. We went to a little fancy restaurant, and David decided that he wanted to put a whole suit on. So say hey to everybody, David.
Hello.
Oh, they can hear you. Yeah, so I'm not too long getting back. They in there cutting cake and ice cream. Supposed to be sending me some, but we're gonna go ahead and have a good show anyway. Today we're going over episode 3 of the abuse series, Groomed in Church. What's the problem? Oh, that was supposed to be for the cake anyway, though, isn't it? The cake. Yeah. Cohort 5 says, hey, David EP, but it's really AP, associate producer. Yeah, so David, the associate producer, says hi. If you guys are glad to be here, drop 3 green hearts in the comments. It's going to be a good show today. I mean, of course, the content is heavy. It's heavy content, but we're gonna get through it today. We're gonna get through it. So drop 3 green hearts. Drop 3 green hearts in the comments if you're glad to be here. All right. All right. Oh, I see it. Yeah, the pizza king. All right. Well, there's not a lot of people on today, but we're going to go ahead and get on. So what we're going to do, we're going to run a quick commercial break. Tell me so don't forget about the cake too. I know we're going to run a quick, shut up. We're going to run a quick commercial break. And then we come back. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into reviewing episode, what is it? Episode 3. Now, this is lengthy because it's live. So this was the first time that I went live with the abuse series, and we were nervous because I am a reformed crash out, and I knew any one thing said by any one person, and I would have destroyed the whole abuse series. So it was the first time we went live. I'm definitely not going to cover the whole show. We'll cover a little bit, and then we'll get on out of here because it's already late, all right? So don't y'all go nowhere. We're going to give this commercial, give some announcements, and then we're going to get straight into the program. BRB.
SafeSpace, refuge for growth and healing. Want to be connected to all that SafeSpace has to offer? Join our email community. Stay in the loop with inspirational insights and updates. Join our email community and connect with like-minded individuals on the path to self-discovery. Sign up now.
Find your tribe in a safe, supportive space. Join the SafeSpace private community and connect with others who get it. We're waiting for you. Stay connected wherever you are with lives and video drops. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 for instant updates and powerful insights. Join the text community now. Curious about what's next? Book an intuitive tarot reading with VTerrillHill and get the clarity you need. Your future awaits. Heal from within and transform your life. Schedule a soul healing consultation and take the first step towards wholeness. Start your journey today.
Click the Linktree link inside of the description box connected to this video for all of what the SafeSpace universe has to offer.
All right, thank you so much for rocking with me. Hi, my name is VTerrillHill. Forgive me for being 45 minutes late. I do want to show you guys this real quick. This is the picture of my mom and I at the restaurant. We celebrated her 70th birthday today. 70 years old she is today. And I pray to God I look like her at 70 years old. Swear. I pray to God I do. So happy birthday to my mother. And all the things of the things. All right. Hey, Selena Maria, how are you doing? Angel Heart, how are you? Sophisticated Nursing and Consulting, how are you? Cohort 5, Johnny Mack, how are y'all? Hope y'all are well. All right, let's do these announcements real quick and let's get into it. If you want to be notified when I come live, text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 to be notified when I come live. You come in. To be notified when I come live. Thank you so much. Oh, y'all look. To be notified when I come live. If you want to send me something nice, I'll open something nice. P.O. Box 221, Wissett, North Carolina 27377. P.O. Box 221, Wissett, North Carolina 27377. Join the private community. It's only $2.99 a month. $2.99 a month. Join the private community. We do after shows and some of everything over there. All right. So join the private community. You can click the Linktree link in the video description box of the video you're watching, or the moderators are putting it in the live comments as well. I have a spiritual community called the Sacred Space. We were in there today for the Universal Power of Prayer. It was a teaching part 2. It was a wonderful teaching on the focus of prayer. Absolutely wonderful teaching on the focus of prayer. And, you can join that 4 days free by going to www.joinsafespace.com. www.joinsafespace.com. You have to put your credit card in, but you'll get 4 days for free before you have to make a decision if you want to stay in there or not. I answer all emails, info@VTerrillHill.com. info@VTerrillHill.com. All right. Last but not least, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. There are 11 likes, 18 of you watching. 1 of you are watching on Facebook. Go ahead and do me a favor and hit that video, that like video. Smash that like video. Y'all might hear some noise in the background. My family is still in there celebrating. This will be the first time in years I've spent a birthday with my mother. And I must tell you, I have enjoyed spending, Father's Day, Mother's Day, my dad's birthday, my sister's birthday, all the birthdays in North Carolina. Y'all remember this time last year, my tooth was cutting up. I had to get my tooth pulled. So times are getting better. All right, y'all ready? Yeah. Happy birthday, Mama Hill. Happy birthday, Mama Hill. Happy birthday, Mama Hill. Always eating. Yes, I'm always eating. Hey, Andrea, how you doing? Hey, LaQuisha, how you doing? Your mom is beautiful. Thank you so much, Sophisticated Nursing. I pray I look like her at 70 years old. Now, I done told y'all I'm buying it. This is too sweet. I am buying it. If I don't look like her naturally, I'm going to look like her by my dollar bill. Point blank bird. Because what I look like, looking like my age. Now, y'all know Geminis, we naturally look younger than what we are. Now, let me say this. 2024 was a little rough on me. So I aged a little bit, but I'm going to start de-aging starting now. I'm going to start de-aging starting now. All right, y'all ready? Safe Space Public, Safe Space Secular, Safe Space Sacred Space, one church, 3 locations. Join the campus that's right for you. Right. Absolutely. And I am working on Safe Space number 4. I am. I really asked the Spirit a question that I should have been asking myself. I'm going to say this real quick, and then we're going to go. This whole couple of shows is just nothing but teaching anyway. I've been waiting on instructions from the Spirit on what the next move is, And it finally hit me. I ain't even asked myself, what do you want to do? And when I started asking myself what the direction I want to go, now it's all starting to make sense. All right. So Safe Space Sanctuary number 4 soon come. Hey, Charmaine. Y'all, I'm eating birthday cake. My mom's birthday was today. And we just got home. The restaurant we went to was going to charge us $18 for us to bring the cake in the restaurant. Yeah. Right, LaQuisha. Safe Space Campus number 4 is coming soon. All right, let's go. Whew. Y'all ready? If y'all thought episode 1 and episode 2 was heavy, imagine how we felt at this point in the game. Even though we're 3 episodes in, we still are not clear on what's going on. I lie to you all not. This deep into the series, and we still, let me go back a little bit. This deep into it, we did episode 1, and it was supposed to be just 1 episode. And I remember saying to the person that was helping me, I said, well, we got to do episode 2 because we just had a message to the abuser, but now we got to speak to the abused. And if I remember right, he was a little bit reluctant because we were only supposed to do 1, and we did it. And if I'm correct, I think Tarsha Global was praying something. I don't remember what happened, but I remember the producer calling her, texting me saying, we got to do another episode. So we did it. And still not even remotely understanding what was building up. Now, I know some people thought I had this like immaculate plan of exposure of my past. I promise to God, it wasn't. I swear it wasn't. We were just as naive and dumb and immature dropping this video. We had no idea. All right, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into the things of the things of the things of the things. God help us. Here, how do I get to it? Bear with me here. There we go. What was the date on this, too? I'm interested in the date on this. What was the date? Sometimes it shows it, isn't it? I don't remember the date on this, but that's fine. That's fine. All right, let's get into it. Whew. I don't know why I'm sort of nervous too, guys. Honestly, this is making me nervous today. I don't know what's in this, so maybe I have a right to be nervous and don't know it. Let's get into it. Now, how long was this? What's the name? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody in between, because we don't judge around here. Even the ladies, ladies, gentlemen of the non-binary. How's everybody doing today? You might not know it, but I don't never go live on Thursdays. I spend time in my private community, Safe Space. And if you want to know what Safe Space is, you'll find out about that shortly, later. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. Today, we got a special episode for grooming. We're going to talk about, can adults be groomed? And we're going to hang around the spiritual abuse and exploitation conversation a little bit. I'm going to tell my story, my experience in that world. All right. So we got a lot to talk about today. At the end of the show, I'm going to put a link in the comments where you can come on live and share your story. You can come on live and ask questions. We can have a live conversation. So if you're on right now, you want to stay to the end of the show, because I'm going to put the link for you to come on stage with me in the comments, because I got a feeling that this story is more prevalent than what many may think. I'm going to say this, we're going to get into it. I have been working on an abuse series since December the 18th. Part 1 was the message to the abuser. Part 2 is advice to the victim. And then part 3 is now, can adults be groomed? Before we get started, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. It is imperative that you do that. Let's get the word out. Inbox your family and friends so that we can be a part of this conversation, all right? All right, let's get this party started. I didn't even introduce myself. Hey, I'm VTerrillHill, and I'm a soul healer, and I help people connect with themselves. And if you watch this and you say, There's something about this guy. I want to connect with him so that he can help me. We can discuss that in the middle. I'm going to throw some adverts in there. Let's get into it, all right? Now, you might say, what's the purpose of today's show? The term grooming has came about recently publicly and in my private community. I was getting ready for our live Conscious Culture show on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. And a SafeSpace member asked, have any of you been groomed before? And when they asked that question, it snatched me up. And I sent the question to my producer. And I said, we got to do a show about this. And oh, I lied. So it was me that said we had to do a show about it. My bad. As we were talking, we decided just to have the show today. And so the purpose of this conversation is to talk about that, but specifically in spiritual spaces. Because let me tell you this, and I'm not going to get too far off the path here, but I don't know if there's any kind of grooming like grooming in spiritual spaces. I don't know if the success rate of your average groomer can touch how it works in spiritual spaces. Why? Because of the God element. The element called God, where if you can make someone believe that God's voice comes out of their throat, you could almost have them do anything. And that is the detriment of connecting with people whose hearts are not pure, because you believe them as the voice of God and they got you. We haven't even gotten started yet. we haven't even gotten started yet, and we're already getting deep. Do you all understand what I just said? The reason why there's so much abuse in spiritual spaces is because of the God element. And if I put myself in your life as the voice of God, I can get you to almost do anything. This is why I'm always teaching about autonomy and agency. Because just because you are a part of a religious organization, just because you have a prophet in your life or a pastor in your life, should not mean you lose your agency ever. I don't care if you're part of a sorority, fraternity, the Freemasons, whatever group, your family, nothing ever should require you to lose your agency unless you're in prison, unless you're in some kind of contract like the military. All right? So this kind of idea that not going in the flow of your leader is this automatic rebellion and disobedience creates large highways for massive abuse. Let's keep on going. And let me say this, not that they got you, but there are some people that are in abusive situations and spiritual spaces and places, and they are afraid to leave the abuse because they feel like if they leave the abuse, they're leaving God. Anybody know what I'm talking about? That's why I believe that your best groomers are in a spiritual space. Your best groomers got the title prophet, apostle, teacher, group leader, care pastor, associate pastor, evangelist. Because if they can get you to believe that they are an ambassador of God, they can get you to almost do anything. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. I'm interested in what you think, whether you agree with me or not. I'm also going to share my story of how I have been groomed as an adult, or some say exploited when you are an adult. Because some people, now I've been doing my study about, and this is why this is titled, Can Adults Be Groomed? Because I've been doing my study about grooming, and some say that adults cannot be groomed. It's more exploitation, right? So we can go back and forth on whether or not it should be grooming or exploitation, but we know what we're talking about now. Whether you believe adults cannot be groomed, they can be exploited, or you believe adults can be groomed, we're on the same page, right? So I'm going to also, a little later on, tell my story of how I was groomed as an adult in a spiritual space, all right? All right, first let's discuss what grooming is, all right? Now, grooming is when someone builds a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a child or young person so they can manipulate, exploit. Okay, I know this is a very serious topic, but I have never done this before. Y'all, this is my oldest sister. This is my oldest sister. I call her Big Sister General because when it comes to birthday parties and graduations, she is a lifetime. What do you call the moms? Anyway, the moms that do too much. So y'all say hi to my oldest sister, Evangela.
Hello, everyone. I'm his only sister.
Oh yeah,
Evangela.
right. My only sister, Evangela.
Hey, SafeSpace.
It's Evangela, not Evangeline. Now my mom is Angeline. So my dad's favorite aunt was Aunt Eva. Then my mom's name was Angeline. So they made up Evangela. Yeah, she's a cheer mom. She's very much a cheer mom. You see right now what she's doing right now. Yeah. All right. I'm already starting the show now, bud. All right, sorry, y'all. I just wanted to share my sister with you. I love her dearly. We were raised like twins, really. And back when we were younger, people thought we were twins because we're only a year and 2 months apart. So right now, Monday, I'll be 45. She's 46. She won't be 47 until August. So it's like 2 months. We're right behind each other. So we grew up thick as thieves. All them some good times. Yeah. I love my sister now. I love my sister to death. Listen, she used to fight for me when we were in school. I didn't fight. She did the fighting. Look at you're stupid. You're stupid, Levante. You be rebuked. All right. Now, what was I saying? Let's get back to this. Yeah, LaQuisha, I love my sister. And maybe I'll go live a little bit on Saturday. My big brother will be here Saturday, and he is very interesting too. All right, let's keep going. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Exploit and abuse them. All right. So grooming is when someone builds a relationship, a trust and emotional connection with a child or a young person so that they can manipulate, exploit, and abuse them. But in context of this conversation, it's not just young people. Now, so build relationship, a trust and an emotional connection with a person to manipulate and exploit them. That's grooming. Build a relationship. Someone builds a relationship with you. They build trust and emotional connection with you to exploit you. Grooming. Or if it's an adult, exploitation. All right. Now, who can and can't be groomed? 1 second here. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Anybody can be a groomer, no matter their age, gender, or race. In adult relationships, grooming behavior can be anything from excessive compliments and gifts to inappropriate touching or pressuring someone into something they don't want to do. Guys, as simple as this may sound, excessive compliments. You got to be careful. Oh, you know what? Out of all my spiritual children, there's something about you. And I've been raised in church. I only have church examples. But this kind of love bombing where you're getting this excessive amount of compliments and love and attention, and you're so special. And when you joined, there was nothing like you, and you could easily be getting primed. That's where, not prime, that's where a lot of times the grooming process starts. Now, remember we talked yesterday about the void, right? So imagine joining an organization, a church, whatever it is, and you come with voids. And then this leader starts showering you with all of this appreciation and attention. You are going to easily fall for it and I'm speaking generally, but come on, I don't mean generally. But a person could rather easily fall for it. So grooming isn't always like touching and touching and touching to go inappropriate, even though we use that. Sometimes grooming is nothing but just compliments and compliments and compliments. Now, come on, men. If you got a little bit of game, you know how to wear your partner down, male or female. You just, you're just so beautiful. And what are you doing? You're just wearing them down until it sink, until it get in, until you get your claws into them. It's the same way when it comes to abusers. Let's keep on going. So how it works in a spiritual space is, I just see there's something about you. You need to be mentored. You need a spiritual father. You got a gift and an anointing, but there's something you need to come up under my covering. Has anybody in the comments ever been told that before? Hold on, let's go back to this. Let me read some of these comments, my bad. Grooming is something that is hard for me to understand. I'm really shocked that this exists in many places. Because what happens is, especially when it comes to spiritual spaces, John, because in certain sects of religion, you don't need credentials. You just need to be gifted or anointed. You need to fit the cultural construct of church. You need to understand the flow of that space. It's the only place where you can be over children's ministry and not have a background check. Over children's ministry and not have children. It's a wonderful place to hide out in. Even teachers got to go through credentialing and background checks and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I could get up right now, join a church, speak the language of that church, go up in the ranks and be placed as youth adult coordinator or young people coordinator or whatever, just based on my gravitas. Let's see. Adults under 25 certainly can be groomed if they begin at a young age and has continued for decades. Yes. Woo! My word. My Lord. Let's see. No, but I have witnessed it. The fathering doctrine is specific grooming model started by Fort Lauderdale 5. Woo! All right. What was I saying? Oh, who can and can't be groomed? Anybody can be a groomer, no matter their age, gender, or race. In adult relationships, grooming behavior could be anything from excessive compliments and gifts to inappropriate touching or pressuring someone into doing something they don't want to do. And if you find yourself in that type of situation where your mentor, teacher, pastor, father, mother is love bombing you and then using that love bombing to get you to do things you don't want to do, you, my friend, have been groomed or potentially is being groomed. You know, you join a space, you join a ministry, you join a church. They just grab you in. They love you. They invite you to all the events. They invite you to everything. They invite you over their homes. They buy you new clothes, new cars. They make sure you live right. They make sure you become the best version of yourself. And then when they ask for a favor and you push back or come back a little bit, they remind you of what they did. Well, I was there for you. If it wasn't for me, you couldn't do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Nobody, but me. And now, consciously or subconsciously, you feel obligated to give in to something you want to do, give in to the pressure. Especially, because we're talking about spiritual spaces, when the person is the voice of God in your life. Now, let me tell you what I teach my spiritual community. I'm going off a little bit, and if my producer thinks I'm going off too much, text me, please. Listen, I tell people in my spiritual community, there should not be a voice louder than your voice when it comes to hearing from the divine. Did y'all hear that? There should never be a voice louder than your voice when it comes to hearing from the divine. Every single human being on this earth has a God ear. in my opinion, every single human being on this earth has an ear to hear source, an ear to hear God. Intuition, gut, experience, third eye, goosebumps. You do not need a senior prophet so that you can be the best junior prophet in the world. You need fathering, which is supposed to be done by your father. You know, it's so interesting. In certain sects of the sex of the Pentecostal space, there is more emphasis on being pastored than it is on children being fathered. I do not need a pastor. I need a father. That's why, if you back up a little bit, you gotta be careful who you have children with. Because we're talking about, I need a covering. The first covering that was missed was the covering of mama and daddy. You will never need a prophet in your life if you have a conscious mama and daddy. You will never need a pastor in your life if you have a conscious mother and father. They are God's designed for discipleship, not Apostle Jones from Break Every Chains International Global Ministries. Did y'all hear what I said? That's what you need. Well, what if the child does not have a father figure in their life? Then parent, you must be discerning on who you allow to influence your child. If they're a male, just because they have a penis and has confessed with their mouth and believed with their heart and they're faithful in church does not mean they are suitable to disciple your child. If you have a daughter, mama, you don't need nobody else. Ask God to make you an apostle in your home to disciple your daughter. Ooh. I just need to sit in that for a moment. Your child needs a covering, and it is not your pastor. It is you as a parent. And let me say this, I am not even going to go as far as to say you need a male authority. How about you talk to the men in your life and you get influence on how to raise your son, mom, until you find somebody worthy enough to disciple Junior. Right. And when you do not have proper covering, aka parenting, you are prey to the abuser. Point blank, period. There should be no reason why your children idolize the pastor more than they idolize you as the parent or parents. You, oh boy, I'm going to say something real strong, but excuse me. I don't talk in emphatics or definitively, but I'm going to say it tonight. You're out of order. You got it all wrong. And let something happen. The first person you need to be mad at is not the pastor and not God. You need to look yourself in the mirror and apologize to yourself for letting yourself down. God called you to disciple your children. Now, how do I back that up? All right, then we're going to keep on going. How do I back that up? If you are an adult right now, 50 to 90% of your current issues came from your childhood. All right. That's all I got to say. If you are an adult right now working through childhood trauma, then case closed. Now, what would your life be like if your parent was pastoring you? That's why in the private community, in sacred space, I offered any parent in sacred space to give them a free birth chart for their child to understand who their child is. And as well, if the parents want one too. Because parents are pastors. Now, I have shared with you guys openly the troubles in my home. If I was discipled like I was supposed to be, I would have never been abused. It would have never happened because there would have been no void. As soon as the pastor mistreated me, I'd be like, now, my daddy this don't feel right. But some of us are so used to being abused, we can't even recognize when it happens. Hey, Creole lady. This is way heavier than I thought it was going to be. I really thought we were going to just go through this and look at it and this is some heavy content. This whole week has been heavy content. Parents, please hear me. I don't care. As someone I'll be 45 this Monday. I'm gonna say this. We're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna stop in 50 minutes wherever we're at. 55, 50 minutes. 50 minutes. I had some decisions I had to make. And my mom and dad were sitting downstairs as we were celebrating my mother earlier this morning. And I said, parents, I got something to say. And if you're if I'm your son and I make that announcement, everybody gonna be quiet. Like, Lord, what this? Oh God, here we go. And I said, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And my parents looked at me and said, yeah, we agree. Yeah, that's the direction you need to go. I walked out of that living room, couldn't tell me nothing. Now, I knew that was the direction, but when mama and daddy validated it, I said, okay, all right. And when I went in my room, I said, look, thank you, Lord, that my parents get it. What am I saying? You don't stop pastoring because they're aged out. As a matter of fact, what I'm starting to understand, the older your child gets, the more they need you. And if you failed to pastor early, if you look at the dynamic between my parents and I, you still got a chance. And maybe that's what's on my heart that I felt heavy. I need to talk to parents. You parents that your children are 18 plus and you've sort of backed up thinking, okay, well, it's broke. I can't do nothing about it. No. Your children still need you. You have a chance to make up for what you did not know. Don't just, you know what, I'm just tired. I don't. Because what I did not know when I could not stand my parents at 25 years old and 35 years old, I was going to need them at 45 years old. Lord. Is this all right? Is it too heavy? I know it's a little rough. Yeah. Let's see. Sometimes your child can be manipulating and sneaky. Me as a parent, I will know when something ain't right. Yeah. You're supposed to know it. Now, somebody had a question earlier. Where's the question at? Oh, Cassandra asks, what are steps that can be taken to prevent grooming? All right. Number one, the abuser is always going to sit in the void. The very first thing I would say to anyone, start accepting yourself for who you are. You are rarely going to find a groomed, self-aware person, an abused, self-aware person, because they're self-aware. I'm not doing that. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't feel right to me. I'm in touch with my feelings, and this is giving me anxiety. I don't want to do this. So the first thing I would say to you is, number one, realize that every human has voids. You're not cursed. You're not, life is not against you. We all have voids that we have to manage and learn how to work through, understand, and heal. And you need to be the biggest voice in your life. That's really number one. Number two, trust your gut. Trust that God ear in you that was given to you. Number three, and this might sound weird, use your voice. Boundaries. If they really love you, they will honor your boundaries. As a tarot card reader, I read people almost every day. And you guys would not believe how many people are just being used and abused by way of love. The person don't want them, don't do them right, and then they'll get on the line wanting me to conjure up a story to make them feel better about their abuse. And some has even given me bad ratings because I couldn't lie to them. No, this person is really cheating on you. This person does not have your best interest. Why? Because they don't have any boundaries at all, because they know if I create a boundary, I'm going to lose them. If I create a boundary, I will lose them. And that is the mistake I have personally made a lot in my life. I was unhappy. I didn't like what was going on. I wanted nothing to do with the relationship, but I knew, but the relationship was feeding my voids. I was lost in the fantasy of the relationship. And I knew if I drew the boundary, they weren't going to live up to it. So I kept on letting them fulfill the voids. And I always ended up hurt badly. Because you're not going to get around creating boundaries. You cannot escape it when it comes to a healthy relationship and not being abused. I'm going to say this. If you have boundaries, you can live life with an open heart. What do you mean? I don't have to be like, okay, well, are you good? Are you bad? No, boundaries. I can be open and expressive to Anyone. Why? Because I have boundaries. As soon as you cross them, I'll be like, yo, hey. You know, when you said that to me, I didn't really, that proper words. You know, when you said that to me, that didn't make me feel very comfortable. I didn't feel very comfortable when you said it to me. Do you mind not saying that again? Now I can just watch. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I'll never do that again. Bet. I can keep on being free and open. I gotta, if I would have known this some time ago, that's why I'm always saying, give people a chance to choose you. That's what I mean. Create enough space for them to choose you by setting boundaries. Because now they have to choose. Am I going to choose saying this to them again, or am I going to choose them? Now it works vice versa too, because you can't be such a boundary setter until it's your turn. Then it's all like, well, that's serious, you know? So let me just recap. Number one, just being conscious of the fact that you know you have issues. We all do. If you already know mama and daddy, you got mama and daddy fractures and wounds and all this kind of stuff, you need to be in that consciousness in no matter what relationship you get in. You need to be very aware. You're starting a new friendship. Be very aware. In this new friendship, I'm carrying a lot of wounds and baggage. Not so that you can dump it on the person so that you don't hurt the person and the person can't manipulate you. That's number one. Number two, boundaries. Those two things alone can keep you from getting groomed. Consciousness and boundaries. That's why I'm always pushing the point that there should be no voice in your life bigger than God's voice. Boundaries. All right. What makes us sometimes be in denial of the truth? Pain. Oh, Beverly, pain. Pain. The pain of being alone. The pain of being the reality. See, a lot of people don't want the chaos to leave in their life, because if the chaos leave, they won't be distracted. They'll have to focus on their own pain. They don't want to feel lonely. They don't want to feel depressed. They don't want to feel empty. They feel like scarcity is another one. They feel like that particular person or thing is the only thing they'll ever have. So if I let you go, I might not ever get this chance again. The body's, the happy hormones that's released when you're in relationship is like crack to your mind. And you shut them away for 2 days and it feels like an addiction. I just got to have them. I got to have them. So you go back. That's why. That's why. One of the hardest things I had to do, I went through a breakup last year. And I am the kind of guy that's going to just reach out. And there was a space of time I did not allow myself to reach out because I knew I needed to sit in my pain. And if I would have reached out to them, it would have been like a distraction or a numbing to the ache of the void that I chose to sit in last year. So I didn't do it. It would ache and it would hurt. And it was feeling like I was betraying my nervous system. And I made myself not do it until I felt like I had conquered it. That's not easy. I totally understand why people go back, especially after my breakup last year. I totally understand why people go back. I totally understand why people don't cross their boundaries, because to choose to sit in loneliness, to choose to sit in pain, that's a hard choice. It's a hard choice. And I'm sorry I don't give it deeper, but it's just pain. The reality that I don't love myself, the reality that I've let people mess over me all these years. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna feel that. Nope. So I'm gonna overeat. I'm gonna over consume on something. If it's not a person, it's going to be a thing. Whether it's TikTok, steaks, pornography, masturbation, sex, crack, weed, vagina, penis, God, the gym, you're going to OD on something unless you choose to sit in the pain. That's why I don't give people credit that go to the gym. No, I just let my frustration out in the gym. No, you're on drugs. You're on drugs. Deal with your pain. I'm just going to go to church. I'm just going to shout this away. I'm tired of dealing. I'm just going to shout. Deal with your pain. Dancing, temporary. Drugs, temporary. Church, temporary. Food, temporary. Sex, temporary. Pain, forever if you don't deal with it. It ain't going nowhere. And this is how we end up attracting the same thing because it happened to us 20 years ago and we will not deal with it. So we keep on attracting different variations of the same abuse. And I was talking about this in Sacred Space. I have a spiritual private community, www.joinsafespace.com, at 3 p.m. today. How I was tempted in love and finances and on my platform in the last 2 months. Literally, in the last 2 months, I was tempted to go back on my healing when it came to love, when it came to my finances, and when it came to this content. But I also know if I don't deal with this, I'm going to keep on going around the same mountain. So you know what? Let me deal with it. Is it slowing me down? Do I like the fact I got 43 viewers right now? No. But if I can deal with this now, I can handle growth later. But if you don't deal with what your ego, your pain, your low self-esteem, you'll crash. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And there are some people, you need medicine. You need to go to the doctor because the pain is so much, you crash out. The truth hurts you so much, you don't know how to function without some kind of void filler. So you got to have medicine to keep you stable while you think through your healing. That's why I don't understand people who talk about medicine. Medicine is needed for some people because they spaz out. Their nervous system cannot take reality. They'll fuss you out, cuss you out, fight you, eat yourself to death. So what'll happen is it's almost like the medicine keeps you from spiking low or high. It keeps you sustained. You get triggered, you're sustained. Now, what's supposed to happen is, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but just let me cook for a second. What's supposed to happen is when you're in that space of sustainability in your mind, emotions, chemicals, that's not it. Then you're supposed to do the work required to regulate yourself. It's almost like walking with crutches while your leg is healing. You still got to walk on that leg, but you got crutches to help you be mobile until your leg gets stronger. There are some of you all that need medicine. You are not lazy. You are not a procrastinator. You are not evil. You're wounded, and you don't have the ability to do it yourself. Go get get out of that church. Get professional help. Get professional help. Unless the church has evolved to a space of professional help. Because one deliverance service alone, all right. Lordy, years ago, it was hard for me to deal with the pain of a sister betraying me, but I had to deal with it in order to forgive her. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And working through betrayal, not wanting to see people get harmed, that takes some work. That takes some work. And let me be clear. When I say get out of that church, I'm not telling you to leave the church. I'm not saying that. Stay in your church. What I'm saying is the local church was never supposed to be the be-all, fix-all. Ever. That's how we got in this mess. The local church has its place, and its place is extremely important. Us as Black people would not have the freedoms we have right now without the local church. But it was never supposed to be the be-all, end-all. Ever. And let me tell you how I did it. Let me just stay here for a second, even if we don't finish this. I went to my primary care physician because some of you might not even have the infrastructure to make the first step. So here is how I did it. I went to my primary care physician, and I was looking around for therapists, and most therapists these days don't take insurance, and I was getting frustrated and mad. So I went to my primary care physician. I waited to the very end of the consult with her because I was nervous, and I said, I think I need some help. She said, what? I said, I think I'm depressed. She said, she fussed at me because she asked me the last visit, was I depressed? And I was like, no, but it was just a routine answer. She was a, God bless Dr. Mobileology. She's a Nigerian woman, really, really good. She fussed me out. She started asking these questions. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Da, 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 da. And I answered. She looked at me and said, you're severely depressed, and I really should keep you. She said, but I'm gonna write you a prescription for this medicine. Okay. She wrote me this prescription for medicine, but I said, I also need therapy. Now I just know I need a therapist. She said, we'll take care of that. It just so happens I had a good primary care physician where she told me what to do to get my therapist, Dr. Yancey. And the medicine and Dr. Yancey helped me get to this place I am in right now. So start with your primary care physician. Don't end there, because a lot of the times you'll tell them they're depressed, they'll just write you 10 milligrams of Prozac, send you on your way. You also need to follow that up with a therapist. Just don't take the medicine like, oh, easy out, because you got to learn how to do the work as well. But if you have insurance, your primary care physician will write you 10 milligrams, 20 milligrams of Prozac like nothing. But again, do not take the medicine, run like you got to easy out. Find a therapist as well. Therapy is not a one quick hikanamahaya going about your business. Don't tell me therapy didn't work and you didn't stay there for at least 3 months. The therapist is not there to do anything but gently guide you to your own truth. So they're going to ask a lot of questions. You have to have the wherewithal to answer them. This ain't one of them kind of things where they lay hands on you. You know, oh, okay, I'm delivered. No, you go to therapy to do your work. The therapist does not do it for you. And I've heard this so many times, it's irritating. Well, I tried it. How many times you go? I went 2 times, but the lady or the man don't even know you. They can't give you answers, and they don't even know your situation. So I say, unless your discernment is telling you they're not the one, give it 3 months. Oh, now let me say this. I hope this is benefiting somebody because I'm out here just swinging. Do not take your medicine and then stop 3 days later talking about it ain't working. It takes sometimes up to 30 days for it to fully get in your system. As well, when it starts getting in your system, it is going to change your whole personality. You have to acclimate to the effects of the medicine. And that really bothers me too. Well, I stopped taking it because it was just making me too low. I couldn't even express myself. That's the point. You have to learn how to operate while you're suppressed. When I first got on medicine, it was somebody had did something and I was supposed to fuss them out and I couldn't. I couldn't fuss them out. I couldn't get upset because I was used to, here it is, I was used to communicating irrationally. So I went to go grab my irrational bag and couldn't find it. It's not bringing you down. It's teaching you how to operate without feeling this rush of emotions. Some of us are not hyper. We just need to be regulated. Oh, for the person that sent, thank you so much. If I can get 9 of you to send $10, I would really appreciate it. I haven't even pushed it today. Okay. Now, why is this important? And I'm going to stop here. This is important because this is how abuse happens, especially in adults. You are not okay. You are not all right. I don't care how numb you how far you push that feeling down, how numb you are, there's a cancer inside of you eating you alive. Do me a favor. There's 44 of you guys watching. Do me a favor. Make a covenant with yourself to heal yourself. There are some of you that got covenants for Supersede Sunday. You got covenants for building fund. And you ain't even got a covenant for your healing. God ain't pleased. You won't leave that church because you made a vow to the pastor and you're not being fed. And you have no vow to you or your family. God ain't pleased. And if there's a devil, that's the devil. If there's an enemy out there destroying us, that's the enemy. We got to start taking ourselves more serious so that we cannot be exploited or groomed. All right? Woo. Okay. That's why I felt like that in the beginning. If y'all enjoyed that, drop 3 green hearts in the comments. Drop 3 green hearts in the comments. And while y'all dropping, I'll be right back. We're going to go to a quick commercial break.
SafeSpace, refuge for growth and healing. Want to be connected to all that SafeSpace has to offer? Join our email community. Stay in the loop with inspirational insights and updates. Join our email community and connect with like-minded individuals on the path to self-discovery. Sign up now.
Find your tribe in a safe, supportive space. Join the SafeSpace private community and connect with others who get it. We're waiting for you. Stay connected wherever you are with lives and video drops. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 for instant updates and powerful insights. Join the text community now. Curious about what's next? Book an intuitive tarot reading with VTerrillHill and get the clarity you need. Your future awaits. Heal from within and transform your life. Schedule a soul healing consultation and take the first step towards wholeness. Start your journey today.
Click the Linktree link inside of the description box connected to this video for all of what the SafeSpace universe has to offer.
All right, thank you so much for rocking with me. Hi, my name is VTerrillHill. Welcome to SafeSpace. This is a little heavier than what I thought. I swear. I wouldn't expect to be doing this much heavy lifting, but this is why I created this platform. Honest to God, if it's not this, I'm being a fake if I talk more about what prophet so and so did or what this person did and not talk about stuff like that. Because the original intent for Safe Space was this. And so I'm going to be true to it until the day I die. Yep. I'll be true to it to the day I die. All right. If you want to be notified when I come live, text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 to be notified when I come live. I didn't do a lot of pushing, and when I don't do a lot of pushing, of course, it just naturally, we have a little gap in the play. But if you enjoyed this, okay, and you want to, please support this platform. I just need 9 of you to send $10, and we can reach our goal. I appreciate you in advance. P.O. Box 221, Wisset, North Carolina 27377. If you send me something nice, I will open something nice. P.O. Box 221, Wisset, North Carolina 27377. After show, what time is it? What's tomorrow? Friday? I'm going to go live in the private community secular tomorrow. The $2.99 private community. I'm going to go live in the afternoon tomorrow. We won't do an after show today, but I'm going to go live and chat with y'all around 3 p.m.ish tomorrow, okay? Because I don't feel like doing it today. It's a long day today, all right? But if you want to be a part of those lives, then go ahead and click the Linktree link in the video description box of the video you're watching right now. As well, as a matter of fact, yes, y'all want to meet me at 3 p.m. tomorrow because I want to talk about some things on my mind. And I like the way we group think. We group think really well when I'm trying to find solutions to some stuff. So I need y'all to help me, okay, tomorrow. So join me at 3 p.m. tomorrow. All right, and how you can be a part of that community is clicking the Linktree link in the video description box of the video you're watching now. Unless you're on Twitch or Instagram, go to Facebook, search VTerrillHill, Facebook or YouTube, and that way you can click the link. If you're watching this live, the moderators are putting it in the live comments. If you're watching on YouTube, desktop or laptop, live or replay, there's a join button up under the video. I have a sacred space, a spiritual community as well. We pray every Saturday at 9:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. Every Thursday at 3 p.m., we do some kind of spirituality and consciousness or soul healing teaching. We've been talking the last 2 weeks over the universal power of prayer. I enjoyed it so much. I listened to the replay on the way to the birthday party and back here. I thoroughly enjoyed that teaching. We talked about the focus that you create when you pray and how it was good. Anyway, you can be a part of that by going to www. You got to use www. Please, www.joinsafespace.com, and you can join for free day. So you can actually watch the replay of that teaching and join me for prayer at 9:30 Saturday morning to decide if you want to stay in or not, all right? You do have to put your credit card in, so it will be up to you to cancel it before the 4 days are up, all right? As well, what am I saying? Info at VTerrillHill.com. Info at VTerrillHill.com. I answer all emails. Last but not least, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Here's what I'm going to do. If you, let me change this real quick. I'm going to do, so this is off the cuff, but I'm going to do it. Okay. Healing. Healing. Save. Now, y'all give me some time, but by 12 midnight for the next 3 days, I will offer free tarot card service. No, the devil's a liar. 50% off tarot card service and soul healing services. If you have been moved by this last 3 days and you just want a deeper conversation, I will give, for you got 3 days. You got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to use healing. Now, you can book it 2 months out, 3 months out, but you got to go ahead and make the appointment and pay for it by end of business on Sunday. And I'll give you 50% off because I really want to help you guys, man. I've learned so much, but I've learned it the hard way. And if I could help folks not go around the mountain as I've gone, I don't mind doing it, all right? So there's that. You have till Sunday to take advantage of that, but give me about 30 minutes to do this. Wow. Thank you so much, River. Man, it's been a while, River. River, how are you doing? So I just need 7.5 of you guys now. 7.5. Thank you, River. I appreciate your gift, man. It's always good to see you on here, brother. It's always good to see you on here. All right, Safe Space family. Appreciate you. If you can, Safe Space number 2. Join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got some things on my heart I want to share with you guys. All right. Love y'all long time. Appreciate you long time. See y'all later. Goodbye.
SafeSpace, refuge for growth and healing. Want to be connected to all that SafeSpace has to offer? Join our email community. Stay in the loop with inspirational insights and updates. Join our email community and connect with like-minded individuals on the path to self-discovery. Sign up now.
Find your tribe in a safe, supportive space. Join the SafeSpace private community and connect with others who get it. We're waiting for you. Stay connected wherever you are with lives and video drops. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 for instant updates and powerful insights. Join the text community now. Curious about what's next? Book an intuitive tarot reading with VTerrillHill and get the clarity you need. Your future awaits. Heal from within and transform your life. Schedule a soul healing consultation and take the first step towards wholeness. Start your journey today.
Click the Linktree link inside of the description box connected to this video for all of what the Safe Space universe has to offer.
Safe space.